Family, so excited. We back at it again, AnswerKey Podcast, and I got Damon Jones, my bro, in the building. Hey, I love it. This is one of that's special to me. This is my guy right here, and we're gonna make it happen. The name of this is we're gonna call this podcast "How Do You Climb Out of a Rut?"
Wow.
And I'm honored to have this man here. Before I have him jump in, I want to read a little bit about him so we can validate that this man is a high performer. Anyway, he has a background in economics and management. His first major endeavor was to exercise his business background as the executive director of a multi-state, multi-million dollar educational program. He was in Florida, Texas, Michigan. He was helping K-12 kids close that gap in grade level content expectation and allowing us to have opportunities to do what we do. After that, he jumped into the family business of ministry as a site pastor over the Fountain West. He's been married for now 21 years to my sister, Miss Lovely Sarah. They got 3 beautiful kids, D and his wife. They got a multiple location daycare company that is phenomenal, that he is growing and is growing like crazy. He has also just recently launched his longtime mission to launch his church ministry where he's pastoring and leading people. His mission has always been to take the love of God and his principles that he learned beyond the walls of the church, and he's being instrumental in guiding people, directly helping them to take these laws into their life. So none other than the multi-millionaire man. We're going to put that out there because he's building it big. Mr. Damon Jones. What's going on, sir?
What's up, man? First of all, I received that prophetic word. Man, but I want to pause and just say before we can get started, and first have hello to all the streaming audience. God bless y'all. We love y'all, and we're just gonna be kicking today. So y'all mind just being ourselves. But I want to pause and just say, man, first of all, I love you, man. I'm so proud of you, just doing your thing, man, in the kingdom, and always know your space. Always trying to make things happen, bro. Always trying to be ahead of the curve, man. And I just. Sure. Your heart for people and once you gather information and learn something, how you really want to see other people succeed, and that goes to any part of your life, whether it be fitness, whether it be finances, whether it be love, whether it be marriage. It's all about giving out those tools, and God has given you the platform and made you a mouthpiece for the kingdom, and I'm godly proud of everything that you touch and do, and I pray that your audience is grateful to have to be able to just be in your presence. Wow. Because you special in the kingdom.
Man, I received that. Hey, look, so now I understand how this guy's so important to me. This is my brother right above me. 1 year, 1 month, 1 day. This is the protector, the guy that I will run to, that gonna have my back all the time. He's a star athlete turned businessman, you know what I'm saying, leader in ministry. So I'm so excited to have him. He is so great, and I'm so proud of him. I want to start off, sir, because our goal is to help people who may be stuck to get out of a rut, to climb out of where they are. And so we want to attach ourselves to people who are high performers, who are executing. And so I definitely give you that mantle. So let me ask you this question. Was it always this good, my brother?
I'm just going to say absolutely, positively not at all. Nothing starts off a full grown, you know what I'm saying? As I even think about that question, you know what I'm saying? The last thing hit this earth full grown or fully blossom or walking in this thing was Adam and Eve, and they messed all that up. So we all gonna start from the seed or the grassroots principle. We got to grind our way up and find our way, and that's why life is beautiful. Because you have seasons, you try stuff, you're trying to find stuff, and you're gonna hit some walls. So no, I had more ugly days, and maybe those ugly days stand out. I would say the good ones, but maybe they just stand out more, man. So right. No, it's just good, and beautiful part about it, knowing that it wasn't always as good. I want to encourage somebody to say, wherever situation you're in, it's just a chapter. That's what I found out. You work in chapters in your life. So
right. So having said that, is obviously like you found yourself at some point in your life in a rut. What was that like?
Well, initially you don't know you in a rut until you start starting seeing you start getting a new picture of yourself, a new image of yourself. You start getting commercials or how the preferred life, and then when you try to pursue it, you just kind of feel stuck. Just feel like you can't get out. So what was it like? I was in a situation where it's kind of unique for me. First of all, I'm just be honest with you. you already know Dad and them had walked through the tough times and gave us a good head start, put us in private school and gave us a good head start. And then you get to a point where you got to figure out yourself. You get through college, and you try to get out there and figure out yourself. You start, first thing you go try to get you a nice job because you got a degree, saying all that good stuff. So you start finding out it ain't as easy as you think, and you start everything you've been trained about the schools and all that type of stuff. It ain't always what they say it was going to be, and you find yourself in a rut. You find out that you don't have, no one taught you how to manage your life. No one taught you how to manage your finances. No one taught you how to manage your emotions. All the stuff that you need for life. So it's almost automatic that we all gonna fall in a rut, if you can use that term, at some point, because no one gave us those tools. They taught us how to learn and stuff like that, and but then it tells how to apply it and where to apply it. So you're gonna go through seasons where you have to find your way. So that rut was tough. You know what I'm saying? I want you, I don't want to just ramble because I could talk all day, but that rut was tough because I wasn't prepared for a lot of things that I wanted. So when I went to pursue certain things, my dreams, and I found out that my job wasn't going to pay for it. And then I seen other people doing certain things. So I decided to leave my job. Matter of fact, this is just, since we got you on the line, I seen my brother, Dave, who actually was 1 year younger than me, 1 month, 1 day younger than me, doing entrepreneurial things. I mean, I seen you while I went and got a job, following the way of what I've been taught, you know what I'm saying, in Albany College, trying to go get me a job with GM. And I seen you jump the gun and get your own property, got your own house, revamp that house, and then start messing around with real estate with different people, different pastors, and partner with Dad and start doing things. And I seen you jump out the commercial world because you was in commercial real estate or commercial lending, excuse me. And you start seeing real money moves, and you come to telling me like, hey man, this stuff we train, it's real. We're on the wrong side of the table. You know what I'm saying? And you started, just start dabbing in things and start trying to understand things. And then you just jumped out there. And I just was, I was like a godly jealousy, like, man, like, I don't know what they're doing. And, y'all start talking about getting into, I don't know if you remember all this. Y'all start talking about them little shops. What was they call them, little shops, bro? Moms wanted all the time.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The strip malls. Strip
malls. Yeah. Strip malls and all that good stuff. And I'm like, what? Wait a minute. I thought we was trying to pay rent. You know what I'm saying? I thought we was doing big things. You and Dad was talking about different things. And man, I really wanted to be a part of that. And that's when I realized there was more than what was told to us. And I started wanting to go after that. But then I realized, that you can't take somebody else's experience and what somebody else is doing and what somebody else has learned and just try to do it. Because you got to become that thing that they have became, and right. So I was be before I became, and then I ended up falling dramatically.
So you seen yourself relative to the picture of what you thought you should be, or compared to yourself to where somebody else was. What made you basically change your mind about what you needed to do to get involved, or what triggered change in your mind and behavior? To actually start your process of work?
Well, the difference with me, and I think people need to grasp, is I always had a confidence in myself. I believed in myself. That's so you have the right belief system in yourself. Like, I never believed that I couldn't make it, but I also knew my lane. Like, my rut was longer or more difficult because people will be doing things and they had giftings I didn't have, whether it be with math, whether it was in the stock market, whether it was in it was in some type of real estate market, or whether it was in different things, just different genres, but it didn't match my gift. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't good in that particular area. So, but I always believed I had it going on. I always believed I was always that had it going on, but I didn't know what I could do. I didn't know what my gift was. And what happened was I only tried stuff that I saw myself working in. So I knew I had the gift. And this how it always started my past. I knew I had the gift to help people.
Good.
I always knew I had to help people, to encourage people. Even at a young age, to be honest, I always thought I was a ladies' man, and I didn't know that I was a pastor anointing. I was buying people stuff when I was in high school, buying them shoes and stuff like that, just caring for people because I wanted to see it have a better way. But I didn't know that was necessarily my lane. I was just being who I thought I was being, if I could say, Romeo. So I kind of just fell into my passion by just doing me. But I also tried to be somebody else too. I also tried to be, other people. I tried different things that didn't work. So that's what I started noticing, that, well, let's get the whole story. You know what I'm saying? When I really start helping people, I'm gonna let you know, Dave he's a forerunner in a lot of things. And I gotta give credit where credit's due. We messed around and started getting into helping people through education. And those are some of the things that him and Dad got together, and myself, we all got together and started talking about helping people through education. And it was a No Child Left Behind thing. And then what happened was we started realizing you can help people and gain money. So it was something I knew I can do because it was naturally for me to help people. And when I started seeing heart, helping the kids and things of that nature, I started recognizing I'm good with helping people. And there's also resources out there for helping people.
Right.
Now I couldn't do all the other things that everybody else was doing. Everybody else was trying to work their gift.
I want to jump in because you're getting into the question I want to ask as a result of this. Okay. Because as a man having had success, a lot of people look at people who are high performers like yourself and they say, oh, they got all the gifts. Mm-hmm. And so a person that's applying the room want to know, well, what is your weakness? I know you kind of hit it, but like why did you feel that from your self-assessment, did you see things that you were not good at?
Yes. Things I was not good at in life, you mean in general?
Yes, when you look at yourself compared to somebody else, because a lot of us will say, we can't do this because I have this weakness. I didn't go to school. I'm not this, I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Could you let people know that anybody who's successful, there are things that they cannot do? Is that what you found yourself seeing?
Yes, there are things that you're not going to be able to do. Let's just, for example, so I found out, if I could use this, that, accounting was going to be my thing, because, I didn't like to play with numbers all day. I found out that I didn't really like to write a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Writing long stories, that wasn't my strength. So I wasn't going to write a book like Dave wrote a book, or whatever the case may be. Maybe now that I'm mature and understand who I am, but I knew that initially was not the case. I found out that because I didn't like numbers always, initially, I was going to do the Forex thing or right away and jump at certain things. So I found there's a lot of things that wasn't my strong suit. But I did not negate the fact or make me feel like I wasn't qualified or I didn't have the skills.
That's good. So now I want to take it now. So you had to figure out that it was something else. So what would you say your superpower was, right?
My superpower was, that's a good question. My superpower is making people understand that they're valuable, that they have a purpose and they have an assignment, that just because your difference is unique. Your designer's original. But superpower is, if I can, is changing the way you think.
That's awesome.
And changing the way and how you see yourself and how you perceive yourself. Having an idea that there's more you than you can ever imagine. Understanding that God has strategically designed you that particular way for a reason, and you are an answer to a problem. And a lot of times we try to be certain things instead of who we're supposed to be, and we're trying to be what other people want us to be, and without seeking out who we called to be. So no matter who you are, what level of education you're on, how much finances you have, whether you was a single parent, came a single parent home, or whether you was born, whether they thought you was a mistake, it was an accident. I come to the conclusion that found out there's a purpose, there's a plan for you. So I'm good at looking at a person's gift and saying, yeah, you can be successful at this.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
I found out this, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. The battle of life for me that made me successful or to help me get out of my rut is the battle of life is the mind, and the battle for the mind is our focus. I'm gonna say it again. The battle of life for us is our mind. The battle of the mind is our focus, and then people and haters do a great job of making you feel like you should be beneath them. Because you don't have that talent, whether you don't sing like them, you don't play an instrument like them, you didn't graduate like them, you was in a single family home, whatever the case may be. The world has a way of making you feel like you don't qualify, especially if you're of the minority. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really just start seeing yourself differently if you're really going to get out of the rut. You can't get out of the rut by just, having to see it in the natural. You got to have, and I'm trying to talk, since we just kicked it, you got to change how you see yourself. You can't look at life from your eyesight. You got to look at life from your insight, or how you see stuff on the inside. The enemy does a great job reminding you what the teacher said. The enemy does a great job reminding you that you got a broken marriage. Does a great job reminding you that you got 300 credit score. It does a great job reminding you that you only got $250 in the bank. You know what I'm saying? But none of that stuff defines who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a decision away from changing your whole life.
And that's good. And you answered the question, because I was going to ask, like, why does none of that weakness or none of those negative thoughts that we've accumulated about ourselves, for a person that wants to come out and wants to become more, why does none of that matter? You know what
I'm saying? Because this, we're believers, and then God said, as a man thinketh, from Proverbs 27, as a man thinketh, so is he. So if I begin to think right, and then I can then reposition myself. If I was teaching or just kicking, like, we all have a destination we got to get to. So we got to understand there's going to be detours, and every detour you're supposed to learn something. Learn something. But if you understand that you're going somewhere, then you'll handle the detours. But to answer the question specifically was why the difference with me. Make sure I'm answering before.
Yeah, why a person's weakness or what they don't have, or all the thoughts that a person ponders when they're not focused or executing, when they're ready to come out, why what they are not does not matter, was the question. You know what I'm saying? How can a person overcome in spite of their shortcomings?
How can a person overcome in spite of shortcomings?
Yeah.
First thing, you can overcome because you have to surround yourself you got to make a decision to surround yourself by people who are positive, people that's at least going where you believe you should be, or already at where you should be. You have to start surrounding yourself by like-minded people. Not just people who are your kind, or, I'm saying, you gotta go around people who are your type. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between we raised around a certain group of people. We raised to be, tough, or in the hood, or, around a certain group of people. And they may be our kind, and they may dress like us, talk like this, but they may be our type. There's something that's calling you or pulling you towards your purpose. And if you really got a passion for something, you got to be willing to. The reason why I say you can make it, most people not gonna make it because they refuse to change. I'm just be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, every frustrating moment is on purpose. I mean, if I could just talk about me, I didn't get a chance to share this part of the story. Like, I was in a situation where I was handling multi-million-dollar, so in a situation where I'm monitoring or managing over 30 employees, in a situation where we got 2 homes, one in Texas, one in Michigan, 5 cars, in a situation where, not even mentioned 2 Range Rovers, 1 Bentley, Jag, all this good stuff going on. And then all of a sudden, it's like, who moved my cheese? Things change in the area or field we was working in. And then what happened was I decided I was going to do something different. I was going to try to go into ministry. And then you discover that people, in the beginning don't always give and don't always do what they're supposed to do. And they think the church Jesus supposed to just supply your needs. Well, here again, I got all these good things and all these houses, and I got these cars, and I got all these, materialistic things that the churches can't pay for. And I find myself, if you will, every day losing, spending, saving, going down, because I'm trying to maintain this status of life. I didn't have the wisdom I have now. I'm trying to keep the front up, like many of us are doing, because we don't know who we are. We buying shoes that we're supposed to buy. We buying cars we're supposed to buy. That's another lesson. And I found myself where I didn't have anything. I'm talking about, it got so bad where I sold the Bentley. I done sold both Range Rovers. I done sold things, and people think people think you still got it going on, but they don't know I just got clothes that I used to have. And at the end of the day, I'm not making any changes. I'm just taking it. I'm just waiting for God to do something to the people, and waiting for God to do something to me, or waiting for somebody. Actually, I was waiting for somebody to come help me. I was waiting for somebody to feel sorry enough for me to call me and tell me I can do this. Now, the crazy part about life, man, it's funny how we can, like, if someone asks us to do something, we can do it, but we can't do it for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody called me and say, hey man, I need you to figure this out. Hey man, I need you to work this on me. Do this for me. Bro, without a shadow of doubt, I can get it done because I believe that. But it was a problem with me deploying myself. You know, there's a certain employment and then there's deployment. But it was a problem for me to deploy myself. You know, I needed somebody to come with me and tell me what we about to do. And then I was going to get it done. And I was waiting on, actually, to be honest, I was waiting on my dad to say, you just need to do this, you need to do that. Yeah. My dad was wise enough to say, I ain't going to tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? You got to find your way. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like you find your way in ministry as it relates to preaching, you have to find your way. God is working on you. And man, let me tell you something. I waited on things to change until I just sold everything off, just trying to eat, just trying to survive. I mean, I went from shopping at Louis and Gucci to shopping at Salvo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Salvation Army. Those don't know the lingo. Salvation Army, man. I'm being real talk. You know what I'm saying? And hey, they got some good stuff. You go to Right Salvation Army. I ain't knocking nobody.
Right.
Hey, listen, you can ball at Salvation Army.
Right.
That wasn't where I wanted to be. I always knew who I was, but hadn't found my way yet. Yeah, I was in a rut. I was stuck. You know, I was really stuck. The key was I never believed I was supposed to stay there. I knew there was something that was pushing me. It kept me up at night. You know, I didn't know that, you know, that situation was blessing me. It was teaching me not to be dependent on other people to make life happen. Right. I didn't know I remember being offended that no one, you know, was asking me what much help I need, or no one was asking me, did you mind, need some gas money to get to where we need to be? Because I felt like people just shouldn't know my situation. But after a while, you get so low, you decide, you know what? I have to change how I view people and how I view myself. And the problem is, the crazy part is, bro, how you get out. You don't know you already got all the potential to get out. Everything you've been through in life is used for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So I already had all the skills. I just need to turn around and decide whether I was going to do it or I was waiting for somebody to come help me. And at one point, I tell myself the next time I get a chance or a business opportunity come, I'm gonna do more with the opportunity, and I'm gonna produce something great. And I wish I could tell you my whole story, but I'm gonna stop right there and let you ask me some more questions. If y'all need some specifics, I can help you.
No, it sounds like you had to come to a position where you realized nobody was going to come help. Nobody's going to make you get off your butt. Nobody's going to make you create something on your own. I'm saying, so you had to come to yourself to some degree. Yes. It had to be a self realization.
Absolutely.
I have to get involved in this process.
Listen, man, absolutely. No doubt about it. You have to come to realization that you have to learn to help yourself. I remember nothing will work for you until you learn how to work yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to get yourself together, become your own mental manager, become emotionally mature, stop throwing fits, and then begin to just seize the opportunity. Remember saying, where do I start? First of all, see what you care about. See what you do for free. What is it that you'll do for free? And if there's something you'll do for free, I want you to just start there, because some people are like, I don't know where to start. What would you do for free? Would you cut hair for free? I don't know. Would you cut grass for free? Or, I don't know. What things drive you crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's cleaning the house, I don't know. If it's how people dress, you don't have to think of this big crazy thing. It's money and everything. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all right now can put some fashion together and put some things together and put a kiosk in the mall and have it spinning, rotating, showing you how to do outfits from Forever 21. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know that you're gifted at putting things together. Some of y'all are fashion shoppers. You don't know you can just get your phone and show people how to put something together from the thrift store, and put things together. Some of you are cookie makers. Yeah, there's always levels to it. You specialize in baking cookies, and you can't see it for the fact that you can make $5 on a bag of four cookies or so, because your stuff is delicious, and you label it and tag it. You got to be willing to start. Mostly the enemy fights you on starting. Opportunity and doors will begin to open once you start. Everything starts with you actually just launching first. One client, one customer It's getting you, it's birthing something. You can't keep saying one day until you actually flip the word around and say day one. You know what I'm saying? One day, and you flip it around and it says day one. You got to get to a day one mentality, and that's how you're gonna have to get started. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you said so many beautiful nuggets in there about, first thing is self-identity, or knowing or identifying something that you want to accomplish. And you ask a few questions about what things that you're passionate about, what things would you do for free, or, what drives you crazy. And maybe that's a problem that you care about enough to figure out how to solve. And once a person takes that wisdom, because that's worth everything right there. Once you self-identify and identify what you want to solve, I think the next step is, you said, to start.
Yes.
Like, just stay there, because a lot of us may have an idea, because we sit around and we watch people. Because when I was in my valley, I sit around and basically watch everybody, right? I watch everybody, and you just become a professional critic. You know what I'm saying? So how do you get past? Say it again.
People be at the gym just watching. That's how people are at the gym. They just
right. So how does a person, because it's ultimately getting over yourself and getting some level of self-control. How do I stop watching people and get myself to going and starting? You know what I'm saying? Is there a trick to it?
The trick to it is get to a point where enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? I think what gets you moving is, as long as you can tolerate what you're receiving. Back in our mind, we be justifying why we can't do certain things, and I think you just haven't got sick and tired enough. The level. Sometimes we can't living on. You know what I'm saying? And you can get by. And as long as you can get by, you got a justifiable excuse to remain the same. You trying to act like you're trying to change, but you ain't changed no behavior. You ain't changed the time you woke up. You ain't changed your schedule. And you keep saying, I want to change. But at the end of the day, you don't want to be changed. And you saying you want more. You saying you want more money, but you're not producing anything. We all know that money chases production. Once you understand, or someone who is productive. And even at work, if you decide to do a job, everyone has to be an entrepreneur, but there's great value when you're productive, when you get things done. So, you have to make up your mind that number one, you have to be a good manager of your time. You know what I'm saying? We're not managing our time right. People who are not successful waste a lot of time, people watching, like, as you say, people watching and what they doing and trying to keep up with everybody, sometimes you might need to take, I'm gonna be honest with you, might need to take a month off to 2 months off of social media and just find you, you know what I'm saying, and do you. Stop showing everybody you working out. Stop showing everybody you on your grind. Just do you for a little while and figure out you. I gotta say this though, when you're out there trying stuff, understand that may not be the final thing you do. You have to be willing to try things and find out if it's really you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you're gonna get out there and you're gonna start making multi-million dollars off your first thing. It may not. You'll learn something from that. You'll learn what you're doing wrong, and you'll learn what you're doing right, and you'll take that and go to the next thing. When I got back into business and lost the daycare, I didn't know what it could bring to my home. I was just doing what I love to do, which is change. Here's what really happened. I was trying to help kids, K through 12, and I really ended up really getting a niche for high schoolers. And then I realized that I was getting to them too late. I need to get to them younger. So I always do, if I can change their mind at a younger age and help the parents be parents, because a lot of parents are single parents, or broken homes, things of that nature. And a lot of people are in the system early and getting assistance. So if I can cultivate their minds earlier, which was the same passion, I can help them. I didn't know it was going to produce money. Don't get into no business. Let me say this. Mm-hmm. Don't get into not one business looking at money first. You're wasting your time. You know what I'm saying? It's not guaranteed you're going to get the same results Dave got. It's not guaranteed you're going to get the same results I got. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to get into business because you love what you're trying to do and what you're doing. That's the most important thing to understand. So don't jump into the real estate business because John and them brought in $250,000 residual income, passive income. And so you're going to jump in. And that ain't nothing to do with your calling. You know what I'm saying? You fall flat on your face. You buy your first house for $20,000. You ain't got a person to fix nothing. You don't know nothing about taxes and interest rates, and now you expecting John to take time to help you. John ain't got time to help you. You know what I'm saying? You know, and he wants to see you succeed, but they don't have the time like that. So you got to start with your passion first. And I was helping the kids because I loved them. Now God began to open up doors, you know what I'm saying, because it was in line with his vision. It was in line with my passion. I won't get to that. That's a whole nother lesson. But yeah, that's what it was all about.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think one of the things that I heard in there, obviously you have to find something that you're passionate about that you would do for free. And then when money is not in the forefront, that slows a lot of people because like I need money. But one thing I heard in that is, you know, it's imperfect action. And because a lot of times we haven't made a selection of what we want to do. And in order to start, you got to pick something. And it doesn't have to be the main thing that you would do forever. You have to start the process of getting rolling and knowing that this thing will develop or be guided into where you need to go. But it's the momentum that is necessary to get you going.
You just gotta get started on something that you believe in. And you know, I said, don't chase the money. If you need money, you might need to start with having a job on the side. There's nothing wrong with a job. You know what I'm saying? I mean, job serves its purpose as long as you have a savings or a plan to save money to work on your vision. You know what I'm saying? To work on your vision.
Right.
Probably keep you going for a little while, but if you have vision, you're clear. That'll get you to the next level. If you're really going to get to the next level, you want to work on your consistency. You know what I'm saying? You know, we start and stop. And you really have to start working on your consistency and your commitment level to certain things. A lot of times, the day you make the commitment is not the same feeling you're going to have when you have to keep the commitment. And, you know, you can't be this wish-washy person. You know, a lot of us just keep quitting, you know, because, you know, you see somebody doing something and they ain't helping you and you quit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say you got to start with something you love. That you just can't quit on every 5 seconds. A lot of people sitting on the line waiting for you to tell me what to do. I need you to tell me, you know what I'm saying, how to go here, how to go there. Get off stuck by just getting out there and trying things, you know, and discovering who you are along the way. You got to get out there and discover who you are. I grew up, you know, we grew up all as brothers, and each one of us have a unique gift. I mean, MJ, which is my oldest brother, has a very unique gift in singing, and he had a very unique gift in building relationships with people, especially males, and everybody loved him. And we are trying to be him. I can't try to be MJ. You know what I'm saying? I have to try to be me. And then I found my gift. It was athleticism, was been winning people, communicating with people, and build relationships. And I can't be Dave. You know what I'm saying? Who has a plethora of gifts. I mean, from making music, which you don't even mess around with no more. You know what I'm saying? To playing music, to creating songs, and to actually taking people's lives and putting a strategical order on how to be successful from top to bottom, from A to Z, a success plans for your finances, and all the different things that he was good at for his math and becoming and being an honor student all through high school and college. And I can't compare my gifts because maybe I was a 3.0 student, close, almost a 2.9, you know what I'm saying? But I barely made it. The teacher hooked me up with a little B+, you know what I'm saying, you know, to 3.0. But I can't compare my gifts to because they were graduating a 3.8 or 4.0 as Matt get out to a 4.0 or so on and so on. I have to be me. And sometimes some things you don't have because it really throw you off, you know what I'm saying? Some gifts you don't supposed to have, you know, so once you accept who you are, you're really going to get to the next level, and you can become whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? so I mean, you know, if you have a desire to learn something, you know, you can get on YouTube. You know, my dad called it Google University. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and learn whatever you want. So anything is possible for you. Right. So
Yeah, I just said like money. I think I posted something saying because a lot of people look at money. Money is a consequence of you solving a problem, and you can only solve a problem by using your imagination to create and manifest something. And so the biggest search is chase what's inside of you.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm hearing you saying. It's like it's not comparing my gifts to this person gifts, what they have or what their process is. It's really spending time away from being observatory of everybody else and find what thing that's inside of me that I could use that could solve a problem for somebody else. And I think that's awesome. I want to slide into this because I got a couple more questions before we wrap up. How important is, particularly for you, your faith and the principles you get in the getting you out of where you were or keeping you going and guiding you as you stay in this consistent high level of performance?
Everything. Faith is everything, man. I'm be honest with you. The scripture says we walk by faith and not by sight. What it lets me know is that when I'm in a rut or when I'm going through challenging times, or I'm dealing with a financial situation or a staff, dealing with a staff issue or a parent issue, whatever the situation is, I have to know that I'm not going to see my way out all the time, but my faith says I'm going to make it. It's something about when you know you're going to make it, it's easier to get through all the curves. And when you realize that God loves you and he see around the corner and you only can see to the corner, your faith is increased because you got scripture to back yourself up. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. You got Jeremiah 29:11. But the thoughts that he has towards you, thoughts of us, not of evil, but of expected end. I have those balancing thoughts, knowing that's going to work out. I have those balancing thoughts that I know without a shadow of doubt I'm either going to learn something. I never lose. I would just learn. And with those faith as a foundation, it's everything, because when people walk out on you, get your heart broke, or you lose a large sum of money, your faith says that you're going to make it. No weapon formed against you going to make it. You know what I'm saying? There are always going to be ups and downs in life. And I used to say all the time, I used to teach ups and downs let you know you're alive. It's like a heart monitor going up and down. The moment it stops going ups and downs in life, I mean, you flatline, checked up on out of here. And what I want to understand is that you're going to need God. You're going to need God if you're going to make it through any of this. You best to believe you have an adversary. And I want to, if you out there and you trying to live this life without God, I want to just encourage you to just try him, because he gives you peace. Because what you'll realize real quickly, that you don't own anything. You're just a good steward and manager. Even that person sitting next to you, you're not controlling how long life is. Went to homegoing service today. You're not controlling how long life is. You're not controlling the sun. How it's been held on the moon, or you're not keeping the water at the ocean. You know what I'm saying, and keeping it from hitting land. You're not keeping it. You're not keeping your heart beating when you sleep. I know you think you're controlling everything, but you need a God,
Right.
faith in that's manipulating and moving things. So when I'm going down the road and I fall, I know that he's with me. You know what I'm saying? And my faith tells me that.
That's good. All right. I want to kind of put you on the spot. 3 more things. If you had a billboard, right, and on it you can leave like either your mantra or a quote or a principle that it helped people to become great in this life, like what is it that you think that you would say on this billboard?
The quality of life, your quality of life is based on what you believe about you. Your quality is based on what you believe about you. It's not based on
That's good.
God. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what God can do. At the end of the day, is what you believe about you. And the enemy works hard to make sure you don't believe nothing about you. He wants to make you feel like adequate. He wants to remind you of all your inconsistencies, all your failures, all the things you did wrong, and what you possess and what you have in life is
That's good.
yourself, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I see. If I could leave that legacy,
Man, can I say I am stealing that? Oh my, that is fire, bro. Your quality of life depends on what you think about you.
yes.
Wow.
To believe about you. At the end of the day, I think my success comes from what I believe about myself, not what somebody told me. Many people have tried to put decrees and make jokes and say things over your life and put you in categories. But did you believe it? You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it comes down to. Many people are going to tell you you can't make it. Maybe until your invention is retarded. Many people are going to tell you that what you're doing ain't going ain't going to produce anything. But I'm going to ask you, what do you believe at the end of the day? And I did a lesson back in not too long ago. Said, how do you see it? The life is it's about how you see the situation, not how somebody else see it.
Mhm.
The game of life is how you see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you're going through, whether it be divorce, whether it be abortion, whether it be finances. It's how do you see it? It's like, like a spades game. You know what I'm saying? How do you see? Your hand. How do you see the hand you dealt? And if you're seeing it
Right.
incorrectly, you're not going to be able to win. You're not going to be able to win. And but if you believe you can, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing. No matter what,
Mhm.
sometimes the enemy does a good job. You have more. You have more. I have to give another shout out to you, bro. One of the most powerful things you ever said to me during my season. Those who are there, me and Dave's really close, and I had everything naturally, as far as the houses and the cars and things of that nature. But what I didn't have is access. Like access money. To do extra stuff, you know what I'm saying, to do other things. And that had me down, you know what I'm saying. But my lights was on, you know what I'm saying. And like some of us out there, and the apartment is you're able to get paid, rent paid. You may be a month behind, but you're getting the rent paid, you know what I'm saying. You got things you need, and you beat yourself up over all this stuff. You're beating yourself up. And I found out he just said to me, you got everything you need, but just yourself access, to extra money, you know what I'm saying. And it changed my whole perception that, if you learn to be grateful, everything else gonna come. You know what I'm saying? The the
Yes, sir.
the greatest wealth you have, to me, the greatest wealth you have is number one, your health,
Yes,
and
sir.
it's time. You know what I'm saying? You got to utilize your time. We don't know how much we got of it, so you gotta treat that like your greatest commodity. Like, I can't waste my time. I'm on this line right now because I know this is changing lives. You know what I'm saying? This someone's gonna look at this and it's gonna affect their life. And you can't waste your time. Your time is expensive. You know what I'm saying? Your time is very expensive. And I know YouTube is and Netflix and all other Hulu and everybody else is good. Time is expensive. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, no, that's good. One of my things is time is it's like oxygen to opportunity.
mhm.
And you know what I'm saying? That's the only way you get access to opportunity is through time. And the moment that we run out of time, you lose your opportunity in life. And I think that is brilliant. I mean, I mean, if you are, and I'm gonna let you get a chance to close us out here. But I just already want to throw a plug in for you. If you're in the local Detroit, Macomb area, Pastor Damon had him and his wife have a church called Live on Purpose. And if any of this is influential to you, or if he resonates with you, you definitely want to connect with him. Go to what's your website, man? Tell us how we can connect to you, Doc.
Oh man, you can connect with me, or you can go to Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, and you can find us at liveonpurposecc.org. Liveonpurposecc.org. You can find us. We say live on purpose is our slogan, is our mission. Is at the end of the day, if you're gonna find true success, you're gonna have to be on purpose, not trying to do what everybody else is trying to do. You have to live your purpose, your assignment. So that's what it's all about. My whole life is about being on purpose. I talk about that. If you really paying attention to what I'm saying, everything I do is the same field. Everything, all my visions are the same field. They don't deviate. We're changing lives spiritually, and we're changing lives naturally with the kids. Even the vision, we next thing we're moving on is senior citizens homes, and uh, everything we do, we get an education. We're in the process of trying to get GSRP, open up a school, things of that nature. Everything is all connected to the same vision about changing somebody's life and getting them to the next level. But you have to do it on purpose. And that's what it's all about. So find your lane and go after it. That's what I would say to you as you get to that next level. Mhm.
No, man, I'm gonna give you the final word here, but I mean, it's awesome. This man is what I call a high performer. So if there's anything that you heard, just take it as something that's proven. It's all about the principles that we can extract from people who have been where we were. Like in my story, for many of you who know my story, and as I came out of my valley, the beautiful part about being in the valley for me was I knew it was never capability, right? And so it was independent of capability. It's just something where you get something stuck in your mind, and we repeated negative thought about yourself. That's why it resonates to me when you said the quality of your life depends on what you think about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we could bake the wrong thought about ourselves and keep ourselves in a low place. But we all have the ability to come out of this thing. And all of the things that you hear from Damon here, I mean, like if it resonates with you, you definitely need to connect. This guy has built, like I said, a daycare, him and his wife. I'm going to get her on here one day, multiple locations. This guy's building a church, talking about daycare centers. And he's always said to me, like, I'm going to have a school. And so just the confidence within his words, not knowing how it's going to happen, is one of the things that I glean and I always admire from him. It's about what you say and what you speak out of your own mouth and what you believe about yourself, man. And I think that's so powerful, man. So you definitely want to connect with him, man. But I definitely want to give you the floor because I honor you and value you for being here, man, and for helping us get out of our ruts and get unstuck. So if you want to leave us with anything, man, and say whatever you want to say to close us out, Doc.
Oh man. First of all, shout out to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm so proud of you, bro. I mean, you're man. You're a trailblazer in so many ways. You set trends that's outside of with things we've seen before, and I'm excited that you're getting back into your lane and doing what you were assigned to do in this season. I'm excited about your frustration because that's just part of your story. And that's part of the story to help people get. I really love this ministry, helping people get unstuck. And sometimes God knows you're strong enough. Remember, he started off as a carpenter. He knows what you can handle. He said, the Bible says, never put more than you can bear. He knows what you could handle. And his old intent was for you to get to where you are right now to help other people. And he allow us to go through certain things to use as a springboard for our financial wealth, to push us to our calling. And I don't think you even got here without going through you don't even see this without going through what you went through. You know what I'm saying? From going from being millions of dollars and running multiple companies and from different states and traveling all over the place. You have to get here so you can get to where you're called to be. And I thank God for you in that. If I had to leave y'all with a thought, so many things run in my mind. I wish I had time. But the first thing I would say to you in this season, if you can hear me, and if you ain't heard nothing else I said, think better than you feel. You have to learn to think better than you feel. Notice I did not say feel better than you think. You have to learn how to think better than you feel. And if life is about thought, life is choice driven. Notice Deuteronomy 30 said, I set before you life and death. You have to choose. What I've learned, we're not born a winner and we are not born a loser. We are born choosers. And you have to choose what you want to be and what you want to become. And don't let nobody choose for you. You know what I'm saying? And I know you're not going to feel like it getting off this call and getting to study, getting work on the vision, but you got to think better than you feel because as a man thinketh, so is it. So I want to encourage you guys to, when you're gleaning and getting online and searching people out, make sure it's in your lane, make sure it's in your passion. And be okay. Sometimes you're gonna fail. That's a part of life. That's how remember, ups and downs is a part of life. And you just gotta keep on going. And sometimes that valley is where you discover it. You can see this whole stuck, this whole I can't wait to see what's gonna come out. This whole birthing ministry that's coming out, this whole coaching / birth ministry coming out of a place of a valley. And sometimes that's how it works in life. So don't be so frustrated. Don't be so mad about that. Remember, life is chapters and you're still writing. Okay, you may be in the third, you may be in the fourth chapter of your life. If you keep on writing, there's going to be a different story to end. Everything is season. My last thought, Ecclesiastes teaches us that we live in seasons. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be, I hate to tell you, it's going to be a fall time in your life. We getting ready to go into fall. There's going to be falls. Even if you don't read the Bible, you got to still watch God and see how it's going to be fall in your life. That's a part of it because fall is good because something is new. There's going to be a winter in your life. Everything you go to touch, it just seems like that joker will not unthaw. It's not going to work. But the beautiful part is that something is underground getting ready to happen. You can't see it. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to keep on pressing. But understand that the spring is coming. And spring is coming for you. You have to be patient and consistent. It's not an overnight success. I know we didn't get no dates to our success. It's not an overnight success. And after that spring, you'll walk into a summer that's going to change your life. And it's going to teach you how to prepare for the next fall. It's going to teach you how to prepare for the next winter. It's going to teach you how to have multiple streams. It's going to teach you how to be wise with your finances and consistent. And that's what it's all about. So if I can leave you with that it's gonna work. If you don't remember anything else, just remember wherever you're at, it's gonna work and you gonna make it. Don't checking out of here, don't do nothing. But get past the problem to somebody else. And so you're gonna be good, man. So I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. I encourage you to keep on pressing, and and I guarantee you this year, this time, you be making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in a month. If you believe God,
yes, sir, doctor.
in a month time, you can do it with the same gifts that you have on the inside of you. Mm-hmm.
What's up, man? Powerful, powerful words, man. We thank you. We honor you for jumping on, man, and just having a candid and transparent conversation and letting us all know that you don't have to be born with a bunch of gifts and you don't have to have a perfect life to actually see high levels of performance and success. So we thank you, man. We honor you and your time that you spend with us. So, man, we appreciate you, man, and we'll see you on the next one, Doc.
Oh, man, I'm looking forward to the next one, man. I'm going to be ready. So we're going to get specific. Tell y'all about some. I hope you do something, bro. You got to do something when we give them strategic tools on how to get off go or how to just get started. Just a bunch of tools on getting started or something like that. And that'll be super cool. But I pray that you was blessed. I honor you, man of God, man. I honor you as a brother, man. I miss you, man. I hate you had to go to Texas, leave us, but I know there's something. So I'm excited about what you're discovering. I'm excited about your journey, man. You mean everything to me, man. And tell the family I said hello. And man, I'm excited for your future. All right. Love y'all.
Sir, man. Love you, bro.
Okay, bro.
In a minute, man. All right, man.